Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, My Hero Academia episode 13. Last time I really published this very late. There is a good reason for that. Uh, I had a lot and I made a lot of work to do so that week and I couldn't even barely edit. I have barely time for editing. So yeah, that's the reason. I apologize for that, guys. I promise it won't happen again. Hopefully.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop you fucking lying.
But yeah, anyway, speaking about the last episode, we saw the consequences of the battle between All for One and One for All. Well, All Might. And I love that episode because it didn't show only physical consequences, because yes, those are important. In this case, how the scars of said battle appear in All Might, how damaged he really was or really is thanks to said battle. But we also saw, of course, the mental repercussions, because now we know that All Might has the knowledge that, basically Shigaraki is the grandson of his mentor. So that is an important mental scar there. But of course, we also saw the political consequences in this world, in this government, or at least during this administration, of what will happen to them now that All Might is retired, that they don't have the symbol of somebody who is practically invincible to protect them from all the rest of the evildoers that will probably, most likely, appear thanks to, the defeat of, not defeat, the battle with All Might and All for One. And of course, All Might is not the only one who bears these scars, because yes, the rest of the world, and especially the protagonist of this anime, shows some other consequences. For starters, the freaking stress that he was during the whole time until he spoke with All Might. But not only that, we saw again the consequence not of this, but from all the other stuff that happened to Midoriya in his mom. The mom that was just fed up to a certain point that yes, his son was in constant danger. And we saw something similar in previous episodes when she called his son to the hospital. So yeah, I love these consequences that really happens, and the way they solve this is kind of interesting, the way they convince the mom. And yes, I love that moment in that episode. I really do. But yes, I think I spoke enough about that in the last video. So yeah, let's just cut this and watch the episode, shall we? He has the best mom. Oh. Oh. Okay, yeah. She is. Yes, that is true. That is true. You get yeah, okay. I'm gonna say this at the end. No, poor mom. Oh, those who were involved, yes. Yes, they did. Oh. Oh. What? Are you serious? Oh. Okay, that is strict. Okay, yes, right to the point, just like I saw it. Yeah. What? What? Holy! What?
霧島こうなり俺が下ろした金だ小遣い与えたんだろ
Oh, oh, of course.
いつまでもしみったれられっとこっちも気分
Oh, okay, okay. He did it to lighten up the mood. Oh, I like it. Bakugo, you have improved. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. That is spacious. That is a lot of room. Yes. No. Oh, of course. You're a scum. Thank you, Aisawa. Thank you. Representation? Oh, it's the first one. Oh! It's full! Of course, it's... This is foolish. They are more... He's embarrassed or something? Oh! Very... Get out! Okay. Of course it's going to be like this. Oh, dazzling! Yes, exactly. Oh boy, no! Avoid that! Yes, of course. Of course, he's using... Yes! Yes, of course! He's a freaking monster! Oh man, you're a scum! And he doesn't care. Okay, let's see. Holy! I really get. Wow! This is really. There is really nothing. Okay. Wow! Okay, really? That is. I like it. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. It's going to be quite disappointing, really. Oh, really? That is impressive, actually, yes! Pretty boy. What? He has a kitchen or something? Well, he has a microwave. Oh, he knows how to bake. It's not a microwave. It's... Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh. Okay, I really like her room. Oh, that is pretty neat. Who cares? It's freaking awesome. Oh. Holy. It's huge. Of course, he's rich. Exactly. Of course, all the girls vote for him. Yes. Yes, of course. That's the reason. Should use bribery. Oh, the sound of her voice. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, yes. Okay, I really did not expect to wait this way. This is cute. Yes. Yeah. Okay, yes, again, I did not expect something like this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect the last minute of the episode to go like that. For most of it, it's a really fun episode, a really cute episode. But in the last 2 minutes, it's kind of a resolution, a final resolution to something that the rest of the students wanted to kind of say, but they didn't know how, and they tried to hide it behind something else. But yeah, I'm gonna watch this again and be back with my comments. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the episode, and yes, it was a lot more relaxed. No big consequences, not big villains planning something else, no extra scenes that get you on edge. So yeah, it was a very quiet episode. It started, of course, with the tail of the last one, the really intense moment of the last episode, which, of course, Midoriya's mom is not sure that she should let her son, be in the school and all that, and how she was convinced. That is one of the most intense portions of the episode. And, of course, we saw for the first time All Might get recognized in his skeletal form, because yes, he was so used to nobody know who really he was when he was in this thin form, and because it was so much different from his muscular form, from his hero form, let's say. And yes, this is a little bit of a consequence, not very deep and not very profound, but yes, I like those small details. And yes, how both of them are embarrassed. Not only Midoriya, which is usually the one who is embarrassed, but of course All Might. And then of course we saw the rest of the students going towards dormitories. I love the way they look. I love, of course, the presentation of the rest of the students in which they are going towards the dormitories. They are walking towards them, and this small little kind of, I don't know how to say it. This presentation in which they are being shown as very strong-willed characters. And yes, all of them are, to be honest. Anybody with a weak character, with just a measly person, will not be able to withstand all the attacks they have received and still continue towards the goal to be heroes. So yeah, that speaks volumes to these students and to the parents, or the power of convincing them, in this case from the teachers. And yes, we learn a new reason as to why the students were confined in this dormitory. The first one, and the one I thought was the main reason, was because it's to keep them safe. Because all the attacks that have happened during these 3 months, 6 months, not a lot of time has passed, and all the attacks this school has received. But the other reason is because they want to look for the traitor, for the person who really betray and share the information with the villains. So the principal is not just suspecting teachers or the staff; he's suspecting students. He doesn't like that because in these situations, the people should be trusted, but of course this is pretty hard. And of course we arrive at the dormitories in which Aizawa set some rules. But first one, he is really talking in a very strict way, as he always has been. That if it was for him, if All Might didn't retire, and I guess this has a huge impact in the Hero Society, he will have expelled everybody but Jiro, Bakugo, and Hagakure, Toru. Because, 2 of them were unconscious and the other one was kidnapped. The rest, 5 of them tried to rescue him. Those are the main problem, let's say. And of course, the rest knew that they were trying to rescue Bakugo. And they did nothing to stop them. So yes, that is very strict reasoning. But yes, it's so Aizawa. Aizawa has always been strict. From the beginning of the series to this point, he has always been strict. And that fits his personality to a T. But I understand the reasoning behind that I'm not going to spell you, because we need more heroes. We need a lot more heroes and a lot stronger heroes. We just cannot depend on one. We need to depend on a lot of people so they can distribute the weight of the responsibility of being a hero. That is my guess from why he's kind of letting them go in that moment. So yeah, it is an interesting analysis, and of course this dampens the humor in the freaking, I'm gonna say rumor, in the freaking scene. Luckily Baku noticed this, and yeah, he just grabs Kaminari, makes him go all dumbass, and everybody's laughing and everybody's having fun. And of course, he paid back for the goggles, for the freaking night vision goggles that Kirishima bought. Yes, because the mood was just sour in that moment, and thanks to Bakugo noticing that, he brings the mood up again, and I love it. And yes, I know I'm reading a lot in a scene, I know this, but this speaks volumes in a character grew from Bakugo. The Bakugo from the beginning wouldn't have cared about this mood, about this bad mood. It will mean that he will have a better opportunity to be the number 1. But this new Bakugo that really is starting to see the others as their friends, perhaps not friends, at least equals, let's say, deserving of respect, all of them. That is when Bakugo start to change a little bit. So yes, I love that small scene because that it speaks volumes from a character that as I said before, I really hated at the beginning of the series. It was just awful, an awful character. But he has been changing, and it makes it a little bit better. It's not my favorite. No, it's not my favorite. I don't think, perhaps I don't know, even the top 5. But yeah, I really appreciate this character growth from Bakugo. I really can appreciate that. So yeah, the mood is being lightened up and everybody's having fun. And yes, they are shown the freaking dormitories. But of course, Mineta. Mineta. That dwarf. Of course, the only thing is, in his mind, is just doing perverted things. I love how Aizawa put him in his place by telling him, these are being separated by gender. You do not cry anything. Do you understand? And yes, Aizawa is such a badass that he can control Mineta as they should be controlled. Anyway. Yeah, this is a really big dormitory. It's huge. Of course, Jojo says, oh, it's almost the size of one of my closets. Dude, just how rich he is. Yeah, it's understandable. She's a rich girl and she's used to a lot of expensive stuff. The rest, not so much. Perhaps Todoroki, because I think, yeah, his father is also loaded, but he's not enjoying that much. So yes, it's a different case. The difference between Yajirosa and Todoroki, because yes, they are both rich, from what I can see, is that Yajirosa really enjoyed her childhood. She really was loved, she was appreciated, and all that. Yes, Todoroki was loved by her mom, but all the traumatic events that happened during his childhood were enough to, well, not be a happy childhood. I was going to say not as happy, but yeah, it wasn't a really happy childhood. So yeah, that is the major difference between these two guys. And yes, they are showing the dormitories without any ornament, without any personality, let's say, and they show us the way they are distributed. I am still not certain. I'm gonna check it later on, and I'm probably gonna pause it here. Exactly how the dormitories are share, or all the floors that are happening there. Yes. Yes, this of course means that everybody has to work to put their own personality to their rooms, and yes, this is going to create a level of competition, because yes, everybody wants to compete, especially the girls, because they want to show off, or they want to, I don't know if they want to show off or they just want to see the dormitories of their other classmates, and whatever way, or a better excuse than to, a competition, let's say. And of course, the first room we're shown is Midoriya's room. And it's filled to the brim with All Might merchandise. And I love it. Because we have a close-up to the figurines. 3 of them at least. One in the freaking suit, in the yellow suit. Other in I think it was the Silver Age suit. The red one. And the red t-shirt, and the other one, the one he used in the end. But I love the amount of detail that are shown in the figurines, because yes, of course, Midoriya is going to go for the high quality figurines, and everything is themed to show All Might in all his glory. He's such a fanboy, but I love the guy, because yeah, it's fun. Of course, Tokoyama is opposed to the idea of everybody seeing his room. And I love how Mina and Toru didn't give a crap and push him aside and enter the freaking room, and it's all dark. Almost completely dark with just a few purple lights there, here and there. And yes, it's very edgy, let's say. It's a very edgy room. And no, I'm not making a pun with the swords. And of course, the other one who is kind of fitting the expectations is Aoyama's room. All shiny, bright, and, well, in his own words, which he didn't finish, dazzling. Nobody was impressed with the room. But I think I counted, let me see, let me check. 7 mirrors. I checked, and those were 7 mirrors. Yes, I have in my notes here. 7 freaking mirrors. And a disco ball, an armor, and everything. Yes, but everybody was kind of disappointed, let's say. That it's just, yeah, everybody expected that. And of course, they avoid Mineta's room because he, again, the guy is so creepy. It's such a big pervert that, yes, oh, of course, we don't need to see Mineta's room. And yes, I understand that. And yes, the other room was for Ojiro's room. It's really nothing. Nothing interesting. Nothing that, I don't know, nothing that calls your attention. Nothing that stands out. It's just a plain and normal room. Really. The girls even tried to be nice and say something nice. But, oh, it's so normal. Wow, so this is normal. You don't have to say anything, really. But yeah, the guy is way too normal, let's say. It's such a middle of the road. And yeah, it's kind of fitting for the character. Because to be honest, so far, the characters that really never called my attention were Ojiro, were the animal guy, and the sugar guy. Those 3 are, in my opinion, the 3 least interesting characters of the show. I really don't have anything important to say about them. I really haven't paid attention that much to those 3. And one of them really kind of escaped this realm of non-importance because, yeah, he can cook. And yes, I am a very fan of cooking. Let's say I really love cooking. I really love to make my own dishes, to bake my own cakes, to bake my own pies and do all that stuff. I really enjoy that. So yeah, that's kind of giving an edge to Sugarman. That little moment in which those 3 were like this, equally uninteresting. But since Sugarman has to cook and has to bake thanks to his quirk, it kind of put him above these 2. Of course, it's not just a big groove and nothing that interesting or that amazing. But it put him really slightly above that, just because I really enjoy cooking and I enjoy that aspect. So yeah, I haven't tasted his treats, of course, obviously, I would never be able to. But yeah, I kind of remember, like, I'm kind of like the girls in the show that, yes, just because he can cook, I'm giving him extra points. But yeah, anyway, let's go back to the episode. And yes, we saw Ida's room. Completely organized with several glasses in case he breaks some of them. That is so Ida that I love it. Yes, at first glance you might seem that it's uninteresting, but all the small details that show Ida's personality makes him a neat room. I would like to have said room, and yes, with the same amount of glasses, because it's a pain in the ass when I break this and I have to wait for like 5 days to get a replacement. So yeah, the next one is Kaminari, and again, it's kind of neat, but not completely interesting, in my opinion. It has a lot of neat things, but it doesn't show off, or it doesn't have a lot of interesting stuff in there. And of course, we have the animal guy room, which the principal point is that he has a rabbit. And it's a cute rabbit, yeah, it's a cute rabbit and it's a cute room. But not that much. Yeah, I understand the girls. And yes, the girls were using glasses in that moment. Why did they have to steal Ida's glasses? Come on. So yeah, a lot of the boys are not satisfied because most of the rooms were not graded as they were expecting. And Mineta, showing intelligence, of course, that he has, because we know he has intelligence, is really trying to change stuff because he wants to see the girl's room, and which is the better way than to try to use the competitive side of the boy. That yes, you need to show us your room. He's just a pervert, and I hate that aspect of him. But he's brilliant because that is a good strategy. If he was alone, he would have been dismissed like nothing else. And I love the seriousness of this moment. That yes, this is a competition and all that jazz. But yeah, the rest of the rooms, the girls' rooms, and of course the other boys, were interesting, at least more interesting than many of the other rooms. They show off their personality. Kirishima, of course, with the punching bag and all that motivational stuff that he has on his side. Yeah, it's a neat room. I would not like to have that, but it's a neat room to have. I'm gonna be serious. The one that went really minimalistic, really minimalistic, is just a desk and kind of a bed. I don't remember the name in the Japanese bed. Remind me if you can, please. It's really nothing. But amazingly, that gives him more personality than Ojiro's room. So yeah, it's slightly better than that one. I really like Zero's room. I wasn't expecting anything from him. I really wasn't saying, oh, okay, what is going to have tape or something? I really wasn't expecting, and I really like his room. I would love to have that room. It's pretty neat. Kind of an Indian vibe I got from out of that room, especially the hammock. I really like that one. And yes, he was just right about that. And of course, we arrived at Todoroki's room. The most Japanese room in the whole freaking thing. And yes, he really must have worked hard. Because how the hell did you put all that to make it so Japanese? Even the colors. Boy, that was unexpected. But yeah, it's a neat room. And then we arrive to one of my favorite rooms for one reason, as I said before. The sugar guy room. As I said before, he won because of the cake. And yes, he's even won points because of the cake, because he can cook, because he can bake. And yeah, his room is kind of plain when you see it in an objective perspective. It's plain just as the character has been so far. But thanks to his ability to cook, that gains a lot of points from the girls and from me. And yes, something I noticed during the second watching of the episode is, does he have a kind of a Iron Man t-shirt? Because the circle he has in the middle, it kind of looks like the freaking, metal that, or light that Iron Man has on his chest. So yeah, perhaps. And it's possible because the mangaka behind this, manga or this series is really very fond of American heroes, of Western heroes. Spider-Man, I think, was his favorite, if I recall correctly. So yeah, it's possible. It's kind of an homage to Iron Man. And yes, we come to one of my favorite rooms. Jiro's room looks so cool. I love that room. All the music you can see, all the instruments, all the musicality in said room. Yes, I love that room. It's probably my favorite room of them all. Even above Midoriya, even above, I think it was Sato, the name of the sugar guy. And yes, the most girly room is Toru's. And yes, Mineta is again a freaking pervert. Luckily, nothing else happens. And Mina is kind of a weird room. Kind of fitting her personality, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. In my opinion, I'm still not sure how to define her room. And of course, Ochako's room is again kind of plain, kind of boring and not very interesting. And I'm not saying Uraraka is not interesting, but I kind of see because she doesn't have a lot of money to spend because her family is having hard times. So yeah, it's kind of understandable on her side as to why her room is the way it is. And yes, something I need to say before I forgot. What the hell was that Zero had behind him? It was Mineta? this thing. What the hell is that thing? My suspicion is Mineta, because they have to, well, avoid any more incidents like the Toro's room incident. So yeah, is that Mineta? My suspicion says yes, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, the ones who did not participate, of course, but of course, we saw Yaoyorosu's room. Oh boy, you can see that it's a rich girl, because all her furniture is way too big for this small room. Yes, for most of them, it's a huge room, it's a big room, it's a spacious room. For her, it's a closet. Okay, sure, whatever, man. Boy, that speaks volumes of the way she lives, man. But yeah, it's understandable as to why. And yes, of course, in the end, the one who won was, of course, Sugar Man. I think it was Sato. Again, I'm not entirely sure. Yes, it won because of the freaking cake. As I said before, I'm just like the girls. I vote for him because, yeah, he can cook and he is slightly above the rest of the mediocrity or the ones who really don't call my attention. And again, so far the show or the episode was very light-hearted. But in the end, we were shown a scene in which we see why Suyu didn't participate. Bakugo, because of course he will find that lame. But I will be curious to see his room. But anyway, she's sad because she kind of knew that they were trying to rescue. Even she tried to stop them with harsh words, even if she didn't like to say said harsh words. But she cannot, she has to say whatever is in her mind. But yeah, she's completely sad because she's destroyed, because they risk their life. They risk their careers. And yes, in that moment, I love how the voice actress portrayed the voice of Suyu. You can really feel the emotions in said voice. It's amazing, and I love it. And yes, everybody is apologizing to her because she was so sad. Yes, they are guilty because they kind of break the dynamic thanks to their mishap. Thanks to their stubbornness of trying to rescue Bakugo. I cannot blame them because that is what heroes do. And yes, they try to rescue a friend. They were desperate. They didn't want to risk anything else. And they really tried to rescue Bakugo. But I cannot blame Suyu for feeling sad and for feeling kind of disattached during this episode, because she feels, I don't know, guilty because she couldn't stop them, or sad because they couldn't see them in their eyes. I am not entirely sure as to why she felt like that. Those again are my theories as to why. But yes, these of course show more consequences, not just for the protagonist and the ones that are around him. In this case, Todoroki, Ida, Uraraka, All Might, all the teachers. No, they are showing consequences, small consequences, for all the people who surround these heroes or the ones who participate in the show. And those small details is what makes this anime so good. Because they build character with little details, with little showings, with little stuff that happens all the time. That they don't have to be these grand gestures. They don't have to be these incredibly amazing scenes. No, those small details are necessary because those small details is what makes a story feel more natural. A story feel more attached to reality, let's say. So yeah, I love those small details. But as I said at the beginning, this is kind of the first episode that really I was expecting to be light and kind of deliver in that regard. This is really, I was saying, okay, this has to be a light episode because what else they have to do? They need to give us something relaxing. Because hell, not even their freaking fillers episode are kind of relaxed. They are pretty aggressive, let's say, with Suyu's episode on internship, and of course the first episode of the third season was kind of again in high octane. But this is a very light-hearted episode, and again, this is the first time I really was thinking it's going to be light-hearted and be correct. No big scenes, no big reveals. Hell, even the biggest reveal, well, one of the biggest reveals was one in the last episode. From the last episode, it was kind of a continuation, and Suyu's moment. And those weren't that dramatic. It was more of a we need to confront kind of a feelings and all that. It wasn't, oh no, the new villains have a new plan, or no, they're going to be attacked again, or there's going to be something else new, or there's something big, I don't know, the death of a new hero, or some yes like that. So yes, it was a fun episode. They didn't give us a lot of information of the future, but they give us information about the characters. And a lot more in just showing us their rooms. That speaks volumes of a person. So yeah, I really like it. I really like this light-hearted episode. But I cannot wait for the next week because I really want to see, because they speak about getting provisional licenses. I want to see those licenses and what they are about. So yeah, I think that's it for now. The episode is not really that big. So yeah, I think that's it for now. The only thing I have to say is thank you for your comments, for your likes, for your views, and for your subscriptions. If you want to be a subscriber, click on the button for subscription and then the bell so you can get notifications. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. So yeah, thank you so much guys for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye.